It's National Railroad Safety Week, and railroad officials are meeting with community members in Winona to talk about new technology that is making railroads safer. News 8's Jordan Fremstan joins us with more on how railroad companies are improving their safety practices.
Lisa, railroads add more than $5,000 in annual income to the average Minnesota household, but railroad leaders want to make sure the public is aware of the dangers trains bring to local communities and how technology is improving logistics and safety.
In the state of Minnesota, railroad traffic generates $40 billion of the state's gross domestic product.
The rail is an important part of an economic driver, not only for Winona, City of and Winona County, but for all of southeast Minnesota and southwest Wisconsin.
But when tons of material are moving through communities, the public needs to be aware of the dangers of the tracks.
See tracks, think train.
John Appitz
This is National Rail Safety Week.
from the Minnesota Regional Railroad Association met with Winona officials to talk about the new strides in railroad operations.
This is what we're calling a Railroad 101 session.
He says rail companies are investing $1 billion in new technology for safety.
There are wayside detectors that tell you if wheels are out of round. There are other sorts of technologies that tell us before something goes wrong.
Including a cell phone application called Ask Rail that can help emergency crews respond to chemical spills if a train derails.
By typing in the identification number of a rail car, they can understand what's in that car. They can understand what the hazards are. They can understand how to respond to them.
He says about a third of the goods in Minnesota are transported by railroad.
That's over 300 million tons of freight that move every year.
But they want to remind everyone who lives near the tracks to stay safe.
Part of what we're trying to do is let the public know that railroads are not safe places to be around. Stay away from the railroads.
Now, Congress mandated a safety technology back in 2008 called positive train control that can stop trains before an accident happens.
No, isn't there a law when it comes to crossing the railroad tracks?
Yeah, it's illegal to cross railroad tracks unless there's a railroad crossing going across the tracks, but bottom line, it's just not safe, and companies are just warning people to stay away from the tracks and just be smart.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Jordan.